What's going on, everybody? It's Leroy. Welcome back to Pokemon Crystal version. In the last episode, we went north of Goldenrod to do some training, and we wrapped up the video by taking on the bug catcher contest. So yeah, we actually caught a Scyther and got first place, which got us a Sunstone. So while I'm up here, I want to quickly cover Route 36. Route 36 leads to a dead end, but there are a couple of things to do here. Starting with this little ice berry you can grab up here. Not that often that your Pokemon actually get frozen, but you can get it if you want. Let's just go ahead and fight this guy. He says he's gonna read my thoughts. That's never good. Probably a Psychic type trainer. Yeah, we got Psychic Mark. Yeah, he's got an Abra on his team, so... yeah, there's a couple of trainers you can fight up here. Believe it or not, we've already been to Route 36. Route 36 actually plugs into Violet City, but it's blocked off. I'll show you guys in a second what I'm talking about. For now, let's just hang in there with Q-Lava to take out these Abra, which are pretty easy. They have really low defense. You might have caught an Abra in the routes connecting to Goldenrod City, in which case you'll want to make sure you get it evolved into a Kadabra, because then it becomes one of the best Pokemon in the game. And speak of the devil, he actually has a Kadabra to round out his team. Yeah, Kadabra is pretty sweet because it gets Confusion right off the bat, which is a decent Psychic type move. And then you can teach it Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch from the Goldenrod department store, so it becomes just a very versatile attacker, one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. You don't even need to evolve it into an Alakazam to make it a relevant Pokemon. You can just stick with Kadabra if you aren't able to trade. Let's see, down here is actually, in the last video I mentioned there was a tree here. I don't have the HM for cut with me, but that is the shortcut that brings you back down to Goldenrod if you don't want to have to go through the national park. I do want to mention that up here in Route 36 you can catch the very rare normal type Pokemon Stantler. I would highly recommend Stantler. It's fast, it's got a lot of attack, it doesn't have an awesome moveset, but it doesn't really need a whole lot more than Headbutt and Hypnosis, which you can get on it right away. To really shine in this game, so yeah, let's go ahead and fight this guy. I'm not going to use a Stantler because I already have a normal type Pokemon in Teddiursa, so yeah, there's a lot of good normal types in the game though, and there's even some more coming up, so I don't blame you if you want to pass on Stantler, just plenty of options. Next up here we have a Tangela. This is a grass type Pokemon that you can't catch until way later in the game, but this Schoolboy Alan dude here has one. And yeah, it's a pretty decent Pokemon, good defense, but can't take an Ember to save its life, so that's gonna do it. And actually, you'll want to make sure that you fight this dude, Schoolboy Alan, because you can actually acquire a Firestone by getting his phone number. So I don't know if you guys remember a couple videos ago, we got that Picnicker's phone number, and she's eventually gonna get us a Leaf Stone. Well, this guy will also find some items on the ground, and he will eventually give you a Firestone if you get his phone number. So yeah, let's make sure that we get that in there. Then at some point, he'll give us a ring and say that he found a Firestone. So yeah, I don't intend on using one. I already have my Fire type in Q-Lava, but that's how you would grab a Firestone. Anyways, guys, all the way up here is the Sudowoodo that is blocking our path. This is kind of the game's way of telling you that you gotta go back and fight the gym leader, Whitney, before progressing on any further. So actually the area to the right past the Sudowoodo, we already visited. This will actually lead to Violet City, and we've already covered that whole section. So really all we want to do is get up and to the left here. So go ahead and talk to this lady. She's gonna mention that she works at the flower shop, and when she sprinkled some water on that Sudowoodo up there, it jumped right up. So it just has to be a Pokemon. Yeah, it just has to be. I mean, any tree that's moving around, I would guess, is probably a Pokemon. So she's gonna run off and talk to her sister about borrowing a squirt bottle, which we can later use to get that Sudowoodo up and out of the way. So regardless of that whole backstory with the flower shop, we still just gotta go and fight the gym leader Whitney before progressing. That's basically in a nutshell what we have to do. So that's everything here on Route 36. Let's head back into the national park. Yeah, the national park is where we went ahead and did the bug catcher contest, but there's still the normal national park area that we have yet to explore, so I am doing this a little bit backwards. Normally you would come in from the other side, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and start right here fighting this dude. And you don't have to come in here and do the bug catcher contest like I did, but definitely make sure you pay the national park a visit before taking on the gym leader, because there's one TM in particular that I think is just like the cheat code for beating the Goldenrod City gym, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but for now, let's just light some Oddish on fire with the ember here. Probably not the best idea to be starting a fire in a national park. Like, seriously, isn't this supposed to be an area of, like, natural preservation and, you know, conserving the wildlife and everything? Yet just no one gives a shit about the national park. They're like, hey, let's just host the bug catcher contest 3 times a week here. We'll just bring tourists from far and wide to come and capture all the wildlife and take it away, and they can bring it home as a souvenir. Like, what? That's what the national park is in Pokemon? Get out of here. I think they were onto the right idea by making the national park, just very poorly executed by Nintendo. That's gonna get Q-Lava into the 21 and up club, and he's gonna learn Quick Attack. Cool. Quick Attack isn't the most powerful move in the world, but it is a plus priority move, and I always recommend getting those, so I'll get rid of Leer. In most cases, Q-Lava is gonna be the fastest one on the field, but always good to have just in case. So, we took care of Schoolboy Jack. What? Can't believe it. And 480 Pokédollars. Gotta say, that's a pretty heavy sum for a schoolboy there. Didn't think he had it in him, honestly. I've seen full-grown men give me half the money, for God's sake. Alright, we got another trainer battle down here. Yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5 trainers in the national park. Like I mentioned, we're mostly here for the TM, though, but quickly, let's get rid of Pokefan Beverly. And she's got a Stubble. We've seen one of these before. You can catch it right next to Goldenrod City, and if you did catch one, hopefully you're getting it pretty close to a Grand Bull now. It evolves fairly early at level 23, and I think it's a really underrated normal-type Pokemon. You can learn Shadow Ball, the TM from the 4th gym, which is fantastic, and Snubble's got a berry. I swear the last Snubble that we fought also had a berry. Why do these Snubbles always have berries attached to them? Yeah, we'll take this thing out. Yeah, just another example of a really great normal type you can catch in this game, and Snubble. And yeah, that's Pokefan Beverly, who gave us a ton of money. Wow, who knows where that came from? Over $1,000 there, and I almost forgot about wild Pokemon. Sunkern, that's a new Pokemon you can catch here in the National Park. This is a Grass-type Pokemon that nobody in the right mind has ever caught and used on their team. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and catch this thing and try to use it on my team. I wanted to get one Pokemon that is like barely ever used, that comes across as really terrible, and Sunkern seemed like the perfect option. What I like about Sunkern is that move that it just used, Growth, which boosts its special attack up 1 stage. I'm interested in that move, and I think I can make this Sunkern work here. So we're gonna throw our Great Ball at it, and it's gonna pop out. Crap. How does this tiny little seed pop out of a Great Ball? That is ridiculous. I guess it is a seed, and I guess that's how popcorn works, right? Seeds be popping all the time. We'll go with one more Great Ball. I guess that is a sign of a tough Sunkern. You don't want to be catching the Sunkern that's, you know, getting caught on the very first Pokeball. That's a sign of weakness. You want to get a little bit of a challenge there. So we'll go ahead and catch the Sunkern. 1 foot tall, 4 pounds. Wow. 1 foot tall, 4 pounds, Sunkern. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and name you Sunny, since you're a male. Sunny with an O. And let's go ahead and take a peek at our newest team member. Yeah, hopefully we don't hate ourselves too much for doing this. So, Sunkern, all it's gonna know at the beginning is Absorb, Growth, and Mega Drain. And as you can see, its stats are really freaking bad, so first thing I'm going to recommend doing here, well actually first let's go ahead and get our Sunkern battle ready. So let's give him a potion, get him healed up all the way, and if you recall, a few videos ago, we got this Miracle Seed. We received the Miracle Seed after beating Falkner, the first gym leader, and that boosts up your grass types by 10%, so perfect for a grass type Pokemon. I'm also going to go ahead and give you the HM for Cut. I know that Cut isn't a great move, but Sunkern just has such a crappy moveset that giving it Cut is actually a good idea. And finally, let's go ahead and use the Sunstone, which is the item that I received for winning the Bug Catcher contest. And guys, this is how you use a Sunkern. You just evolve it right away into a Sunflora. There's absolutely no reason to ever use Sunkern. It is terrible, it is god-awful, it is gonna die. Just make sure you evolve it right away into a Sunflora. It's gonna actually gain levels just as quickly as it would have pre-evolution, so don't think you're selling yourself short by evolving it right away. And the big payoff here is that our stats go from kind of the mid-teens to up towards the 30s, so big time boost when you go from Sunkern to Sunflora, no reason to even mess around with Sunkern. And we're already getting a freaking call from Schoolboy Alan. Oh, but he actually picked up the Firestone. Wow, we got lucky. Usually they just bother you with nonsense, but Schoolboy Alan, in a matter of like 5 minutes, already found a Firestone. So we'll make sure to go grab that whenever we head back towards that Sudowoodo a little bit later on. For now, let's go ahead and fight this next trainer. Why are you staring at me? Oh, a battle? Yeah, what, do you think I'm checking you out or something? Come on, get out of here. All I'm here for is the experience points and the cash, so let's go, ask Chrissy. Oh, and she's got an Oddish. Yeah, this place was basically just meant for Kulava to completely rip apart, I suppose. So let's go with another Ember. Hopefully we don't light this entire national park on fire, which there's no way that we didn't. I mean, we're literally in the middle of a giant grassy area just shooting flames out left and right. There's no way this place didn't completely burn to the ground. Oh, and here's a great opportunity for Sunflora to make its debut. Cubone's the next opponent, and yeah, I do have water types, of course, with Poliwag to take care of my typical ground and rock types, but Sunflora can also get the job done, so let's try out, yeah, we've got Absorb, Growth, Mega Drain, Cut. Mega Drain's gonna be my main attacking move. Here comes the signature Bone Club. Not very effective. Mega Drain isn't super powerful, but it's nice because it recovers half of the hit points, so yeah, really nice for a Pokemon like Sunflora with low speed. It's going to end up taking a lot of hits, but you can end up recovering a lot of that health just naturally by Mega Drain. So it's a nice way to save your money. You're not constantly pumping potions into it like you normally would be doing with a lot of other slow Pokemon in the game. Just one little reason I think Sunflora is actually a little bit better than people give it credit for. So yeah, I definitely encourage you guys all to try out the same strategy as me, and yeah, let me know how it goes using a Sunflora. And we do have one more trainer over here, and I'll skip him for a moment. He has a Raichu, and I'll just save him for later. Make sure that you find this little area in the fence so that you can get back here by the trees. This is very important because you can grab this Paralyze Heal here. Paralyze Heal is one of the best items in the game. You gotta make, no, I'm just kidding. It's not the Paralyze Heal. There's a TM down here that we really want to grab, and it's actually the TM for Dig. Dig is one of my favorite moves in the game. It's a ground type move that a lot of Pokemon can learn. It's the only type that's super effective against electric, so it's very nice to have, and it's a fantastic counter against the third gym leader, Whitney, because Whitney relies on a move called Rollout that will double in power every single time it hits consecutively. And TM28 here, which teaches Dig, is a move that burrows you underground in between turns, so it's going to cause her moves to miss over and over. So she won't be able to stack those rollouts to hit you with ultra uber powerful moves. So yeah, I cannot recommend Dig enough. Huge to beat Whitney, the gym leader. And you can also roll down here to grab a hidden full heal, and I swear to God I will get every single hidden item in this game by the time I finish this walkthrough. So yeah, guys, I'm probably going to teach Dig to Teddiursa, and I just can't stress how important it is to get this TM. It's also going to be hugely helpful for the fourth gym leader, which is all of his Pokemon are weak to ground types. So yeah, Dig is fantastic. It's going to help you out so much through the game. Team Rocket has a mess of poison types as well that Dig can help deal with, so you're doing yourself a huge favor by taking the time to grab that TM, even if it's the only thing you do here in the National Park. And I'm going to stick to my own advice and make sure I actually teach this TM to one of my Pokemon. And what am I doing here? Oh, I'm in the wrong pocket. This is for just regular items. Here we go. TM28 Dig. And I've done a pretty good job of either using or selling all my TMs at this point. Dig can also be learned by Hot Sauce, my Cyndaquil, Kulava, but I'll opt for Teddiursa instead, who is more of a physical attacking-oriented Pokemon. And also it has Mud Slap, so I'm already kind of opting to use ground types on Teddiursa anyways, and Dig is a heck of a lot better than Mud Slap. So, with that said, did I mention that the next trainer has a Raichu? Yeah, this might be a perfect time to test out that new Dig TM, so... yeah, let's wrap up the national park by facing Baldy George Costanza over here. And for whatever reason, I always preferred this grass to the north end of the national park as opposed to the grass on the south end. I always just thought it was cool that there were two different types of grass, and I don't know, whatever. This was back in Gen 2 in early 2000s when that was the most amazing thing in the world, was two different types of grass on one route, I guess. But here's a level 14 Raichu. That's the way to do it. Use your Thunderstone right away on that Pikachu. It's the same thing I did with my Sunflora, essentially right at level 14. But yeah, here's Dig. So it's going to bring you underground, which is going to make Raichu miss. And that's what I was kind of referring to when I talked about Whitney and her rollout move, is that rollout's going to miss whenever you use Dig, so it's not going to be able to stack its power, which it normally does. And we can just finish it off with a Swift here, I guess. Ooh, we gotta take a Thunderbolt, though, which is a very powerful move. Make sure you're ready to take that on. This Raichu could actually be pretty tough on you, if you don't know what's coming, but go ahead and grab that Dig TM, and it's basically a one-hit KO. And Teddy Roosevelt's up to level 19, and that's gonna do it for Pokefan William. My Pokemon! Ooh, a ton of money. And his child disappears just like that. I always love that when they bring in the battle scene and they have the kid next to them, and then they just completely disappear after the fight. But yeah, that's all the trainers and stuff here for the national park. There is one last item that you can grab down here towards the entrance. Normally this is where you'd start, but of course I did things backwards. But talk to this lady next to the cat, and she's gonna give you a fantastic item. It's the Quick Claw. And this could arguably be better than the TM for Dig, depending on your team. But the Quick Claw is one of the better items in the game. You can attach it to their Pokemon, and it will give them a roughly 1 in 4 to 1 in 5 chance of going first in battle, even if they are the slower Pokemon, which is very cool. Give that to one of your slow Pokemon, and they will thank you for it. So I better take my own advice here and attach the Quick Claw to one of my Pokemon. Actually, Sunflora is by far my slowest Pokemon, but it does have the Miracle Seed, so I'll put it on Teddy Ursa for now. But I'll definitely be very liberal with my attached items. I'll move that Quick Claw around wherever I need it best suited. So with that said, guys, let's wrap up this video. And all we have to do now is take on the Gym Leader Whitney. We got that Sudowoodo towards the north, and we want him out of the way. So next time we're taking on the third Gym Leader Whitney. Stay tuned for more.